What did you think about the opening of The Composer?
At first I thought it looked incredibly professional. It was a very narrative-driven opening in that immediately began with the main detective, the main protagonist in the storyline. So whereas in other openings you sometimes have a lot of atmosphere and it takes a while for the plot to be introduced, this was straight in. There were visual clues as to what was going on. This woman was clearly a detective, a solo detective working, which is often seen in psychological thrillers. This was sort of supported by the tone of the shots and the choice of angles, the music that was going along in the background that accompanied and also helped to set the tone, sort of eerie piano music. Intercut with the female protagonist, I like the way in which we are reintroduced to this slightly unhinged figure of the composer, possibly, or something along those lines, who is pretending to play a piano. He's obviously listening to it, but imagining it, and the shots that are sort of uplit on his face from an angle fill the screen, and it's a comparison to the detective who's working at her desk, and it's her environment that dictates her character, whereas this is with the composer, this unhinged character is very much dependent on his visuals and how he is being portrayed. The shadow-like claws are very typical of the psychological genre, and that use of the shadows. It reminds me of sort of Alfred Hitchcock's works, especially things like my favourite film, Rear Window, where you have that eerie backtrack, and you have that the music which goes along beside it, and then the use of the light and the dark, the use of the shadows, and in order to develop the characters further. I also really thought it was concise. I mean, for 2.5 minutes there was a lot of plot points in there that helped drive the narrative, and I already began to think about where this was going, who this detective was, what the case she was working on. There were some visual clues, murder, for example, fingerprints, and they were already making a comparison between these two people, or as if it might be some sort of playoff in the sense of films like Seven, where you have the killer and the detectives who are very much playing off each other. The fact that he's next door and she's investigating a case, we might interpret that it might be a similar case, or even the case that they're both involved in. So there's that association is already created and developed between the two characters. All in all, it looked very professional. The writing, the overlay, introducing the credits was not only very professionally done, but that eerie, that sense of dislocation and relocation of the main storyline, but also of uncertainty. You know, creating that sort of ambiguity with regards to the plot narrative, and also the sense and the general sort of mise en scène of the shot and the atmosphere that was created. But fantastic.